When you think of the greatest investors of all time, Warren Buffett is probably the first name that pops into your head. He's built an absolute empire by sticking to some simple, powerful rules. But there's this huge, glaring puzzle right in the middle of his strategy. And today, we're going to solve it. Yup, you heard that right. While so many of us are told that property is the surest way to build wealth, the guy who's a master at making money has basically ignored it for his entire career. How is that possible? What does the Oracle of Omaha see that the rest of us might be missing? All right, let's get into it. So, first things first, why should we even care what he thinks? Well, with a net worth clearing over $100 billion, yeah, his opinion matters. A lot. When this guy actively avoids a whole category of investment, it's not some accident or oversight. It's a choice, a very deliberate strategy.
Okay, so to figure out why he stays away from property, you've got to understand his golden rule. This is the philosophy that powers every single move he makes. It's the key to everything.
And here it is, value investing. It sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. Think of it like this. He's the ultimate bargain hunter. He's looking for amazing companies that are on sale, not because they're bad, but because the market is scared or just not paying attention. He loves getting $1 worth of value for like 50 cents. And these are the exact things he's looking for in a deal. He needs tons of data that anyone can look up. He wants crystal clear financial reports and simple ways to measure growth. And famously, he only invests in businesses that he can understand inside and out. So let me ask you, does buying a rental property down the street tick these boxes? For Buffett, that's a hard no. All right, this brings us to the main event, real estates versus stocks. Let's put them in the ring together and see how they stack up according to Buffett's playbook. And look, the key thing to get here is that he's not saying real estate is a bad investment. Not at all. It's just that for his specific style, stocks are just a way, way better fit. It's all about that contrast. Okay, this slide right here, this is the core of his whole argument. So you've got stocks over here. All the data is public. You can basically just buy them and forget about them, and you can sell in an instant. But then you've got real estate. The market info is murky and local. It's a ton of hands-on work, and your money is tied up. You see the problem? It's just a total mismatch for how he operates.
And wow, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Dealing with tenants, fixing toilets, that's not just sitting back and watching your money grow. That's a job. It's literally running a second business, and that's something Buffett just isn't interested in doing. So that leads us to the next big point, the hidden dangers. The stuff most people don't see because they're too busy looking at the nice new kitchen or the great backyard.
It's so easy to fall into this trap, right? You can see the house, you can touch it, so it feels safe, it feels real. But Buffett's whole point is that the real risks, the ones that can actually sink you, are the ones you can't see at all.
And this is what that second business really looks like. It's the grind, day in and day out. I mean, who wants that 2 a.m. call about a busted water heater? Or the constant stress of a property sitting empty, bleeding money? Or even worse, having to chase someone down for rent? This is not passive income. It's an active headache.
And then there's the stuff that is completely 100% out of your control. I mean, what do you do if the biggest company in town packs up and leaves? Or crime starts creeping up in the neighborhood? Or, a global market crash happens like in 2008? These are the wild cards that can wreck an investment, and real estate is just full of them.
And get this. This is maybe the most telling example of all. During the 2008 crisis, real estate was on a historic fire sale. Buffett had billions, literally billions, to spend. He could have bought up entire cities if he wanted to. But what did he do? He bought stocks. That tells you everything you need to know about where he saw the real value.
Okay, so after all that, what does this mean for you? Because Buffett's way of thinking isn't just for billionaires. It's a really powerful checklist for anyone, and I mean anyone, thinking about buying property. Now, let's be super clear. The takeaway here is not that you can't make money in real estate. Of course you can. But, and this is a huge but, you have to treat it like a serious business, not a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to be willing to be the CEO, the janitor, and everything in between. So here's the first gut check question. Are you really truly prepared for the worst? What if your property value drops 30%? In the stock market, that's painful. In real estate, where you probably have a huge mortgage, a drop like that could wipe you out instantly. All right, next question. How's your bank account looking for those nasty surprises? We're not talking about a leaky faucet here. We're talking a 5-figure bill for a new roof, or a tenant who trashes the place. These things happen, and they can eat up your profits for years if you're not ready for them. And the last big one, be honest with yourself. Do you really have the time and energy for this? See, Buffett knows what he's good at, analyzing companies. He's not going to try to become an expert on some local housing market in his spare time. Do you have the bandwidth to become that expert? And really, this all comes back to Buffett's core philosophy, and it applies to everything, not just stocks or real estate. Don't get tricked by things that just feel safe. The only real safety in investing comes from sticking to what you truly, deeply understand.
So, at the end of the day, the question isn't, is real estate good or bad? That's the wrong question. The real question is, who is it for? For the person who's ready to run it like a business, it can be amazing. But for someone looking for easy money, it could be a total trap. And that simple distinction, well, that's what makes an investor like Warren Buffett a legend.